Hi, this is Amber, and my opinion on Soul Eater, so it is right now. I used to be big. I used to be a big Soul Eater fan. I was in love with Soul Eater, and I'm like, this is the best anime ever. And it ended in like 53 episodes. I'm like, what? What? I was like, this is the ending. Well, something really crazy had to happen, but what? It's it's like no like the only plot to this is that it's like two people are partnered up with weapons and masters. That's actually what they're called, weapons and masters. One of the partners is a weapon, which in which he or she can transform into weapons. And Maka, she's the main female protagonist, is the Meister. And Soul Eater, he's the main male protagonist, is the weapon. Weapon Meister 2 fighting as one. Let's go, Soul. And that's actually what she says in the first episode. They're fighting Jack the Ripper, which if you seen this if you seen the guy before you see this anime, you're like, what? What is this? I was so hello.
Hi.
I was like, oh my god, what is going on? And I'm like, all right, you know what? It's okay. And the whole plot to this is, as I said before, is to and weapon and monster get 99 souls, and the weapon eats the 99 souls, even though it's also a person. Oh my god, that's kind of weird, but anyway. So, they get the 99 souls, and get to find a witch, and he won a witch soul, and then he pick up Death Set with the Shinigami-sama uses. Right now, Shinigami-sama, or Lord Death, is currently, his weapon is Death Scythe, Maka's dad, which he being his scythe, which makes it explains everything in the last episode, and it's just it's weird. The first episode, this is what happens. We're introduced to Maka and Soul. From the beginning, you know that instant Maka and Soul have a love interest. Because what happens to Blair? Blair is the witch, and if you eat a wrong soul, if you because she's a cat with seemingly magic amount of power, so it's a which is actually why she says that I'm just getting with a ridiculously large something amount of magic with a ridiculously whatever amount of magic, and I'm like, well, you know what, this should have been expected, which honestly it kind of was for me. I'm thinking, all right, so everything they got the things beginning in the episode that they got to be catch, but seeing if Maka and Soul got all their 99 souls, and they had this one witch soul, which Soul eats, and his whole 99 souls are confiscated, and they gotta do it again. So, anyhow, and then after Maka and Soul catch Jack the Ripper's Kishin soul, Kishins are demons, and then the Kishins are explained in the first episode by Lord Death. Well, it's like the intro before the theme song for some whatever weird reason. And also Shinigami-sama, so the Grim Reaper, right? Oh, the Grim Reaper is so badass. Well, you know what? When you see this, you're like, what is this? This is not Shinigami-sama. Absolutely not. No, this is not. Well, Shinigami-sama is Lord Death. Shinigami is a death god. Shinigami-sama, Lord Death, it's really just Okay, but anyway, so after they're done getting their 99th soul, they they go up to a window, and Monkey says 42, 49, 64, and everyone knock on Death's door, and she's like, Lord Death, are you there? Because it was wrong when they make all this sounds, and Lord Death, are you there? It's Master Baka. Oh yes, I love what he's his voice. It's the bark up your tree, like you're like, and I thought, I thought this guy was supposed to be cool. What? He's not cool. The Grim Reaper, it is absolutely awesome. Well, you know what? Uh, uh. But anyway, so, 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 and then when Lord Death, that's what I call him, Lord Death says, oh, you had to go. And Maka says, oh, we got a 99 soul and whatever else, and Lord Death says, well done, Maka, you're becoming an excellent master as your mother was, and her Death Scythe was his name is Pierre, but everyone calls him Death Scythe. So and he's like the soul, like he's like, hey, Soul Eater, if you lay a hand on my Maka, it's Death. I know it's your father. Oh, freaking kill! Got me a little octopus head. I'm like, overprotective much? So, okay, and the soul's like, what are you smoking? Like, you think? See how cool I am? You think I'm for just a girl like her? And then her dad goes like, oh, you're saying my Maka's not attractive? You're a man. Like, make a move on her. Like, why did you make a move on her? You're a man, aren't you? And then it's like, Maka, your daddy loves you. And then Maka says, I'll never consider you my father. And Spirigo cries in a corner with a Maka doll. For some weird reason, he says, Maka, and he's crying. And Lord Death explains about all the 99 souls. You get which soul, and it's really difficult to get which soul. And if you get the wrong soul, your souls will be confiscated, and you will have to do the whole thing again. Get all your souls again. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. All right. So, anyhow, that happens, and so what's on my table? Sorry. So like, all right, let's get this witch's soul, and it's like, okay, so I find a witch Blair at her house, saying it's like, oh, and she was so, and they intrude on her in her bath, and Soul gets a nosebleed because she doesn't win out, and he landed into her bust. I'm like, he landed into her boobs? Sorry, but like, or breast, like, what are you kidding? He fell through a naked lady, and he just falls into her breasts in between. I'm like, huh? What? No, that's okay. So and then that happens, and then Marcus says, "I'm gonna take your soul now, witch," and she goes, "Witch," and then she's. It's like, so let's get this, which is Sony, or something like that, and Soul says, working on a Maka, and then Blair goes, oh, why did he release a scythe? that's what all he will be after I take your soul, witch, or something like that. So, so will be a death scythe. I mean, I'm gonna say even greater than even greater than my father, papa, or dad, or whatever she says. I'm like, okay, so the girl has a grudge against her father for whatever reason, which is unexplained until the next couple episodes or whatever, So anyway, so then that happens, and it's all like, and they try numerous times to get Blair's soul. It doesn't work, and then when they're finally fighting her, Soul gets her soul, but it's like you feel the power and just you feel the power rising within me. I'm so cool, and it's like, heh. And it's like, oh, don't tell me, and that's like, and Blair goes, meow, and I'm like, how? If it just gave first episode, then you're thinking like, you will know what happens at the end. You're like, what? Huh? I'm like, alright, it was really interesting when I was watching it. I'm like, okay, so the next episode with the egotistic ninja assassin, Black Slayer, and his demon weapon, Tsubaki, right? Demon weapon, whatever, or something, whatever he says it is. Anyhow, so he's introduced, and he's like, I'm the great assassin Black Star. I will assassinate you all. Ha ha ha! And I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, as I said, I was interested in it before, and their whole thing was goes into that, and I'm thinking like, okay, so the story's a little bit boring, Another episode goes to Death the Kid. Who is Death the Kid? Death, the Kid, Death the Kid. Are you getting my connection here? Are you getting my connection? Oh, you know what? If you don't, let me tell you. Death the Kid is Lord Death's son. How in hell this is possible? How in the world is this possible to get for a kid to beat another Grim Reaper, which is his father dies? The Grim Reaper can't die. Oh. My God, and it was terrible, and they get back on it. I'm like, I found this interesting. What? I found this interesting. I watched the whole series within like a month. I'm like at the end it was amazing. It was like so cool, and I'm like, but and then after they introduced that the kid and whatever, and that the kid and his backstory, which is the third episode. The fourth episode is where Manga, Black Star, Tsubaki, and Soul get a remedial lesson. Manga cries about it. She's like the smartest girl in history or whatever. So the remedial lessons like say what people get or whatever. She says yes, and it's like if you fail this, you all be expelled. Why? Okay, what? You're gonna kick us out? Black Star laughs at this. I'm like, I was so pissed. I'm like, this isn't happening. And anyway, and the teacher, Sid, he was killed by whatever. He had a bullet through his head, and it turns out it's not a rumor, it's actually true. He was one of the teachers. And Stein made into a zombie, and he's like, who's Stein? Oh yes, Stein is the ultimate Meister Stein who made Death Scythe, and that's the huge spoiler, which is not explained until later.